Well, hello, everybody. As you have heard, I am Jacob Edgar. I am the president of this scrappy little Vermont-based record company, Cumbancha, and longtime curator for Putumayo. I've worked in television, travel, done all kinds of stuff in the global music sphere, and it's a real pleasure to join you all here on this special event with the fantastic, absolutely wonderful multi-talented artist. She's a dancer, she's a singer, she's a musician. She really covers all the bases. Dobet Gnahoré. Thank you, Dobet, for being here. Merci, Dobet.
Merci.
So my French is not very good. It's not terrible, but it's not great. So I've invited my friend Philippe Georgiades, who's just over the border in Montreal. And Philippe also has worked with Dobet over the years, does publicity for many artists up in Canada. So Philippe, thank you for joining us today. And if I need you, I'll let you know. We'll find out. Anyway, as some of you may know, I don't know how many out there of you have seen Dobet perform before or have heard her music before or know anything about her personal history, but I'll give you a little background and we'll talk about it as well. But Dobet was born and raised in an artistic environment in Abidjan, just outside of Abidjan in the Ivory Coast in Côte d'Ivoire. Her father is Boni Gnahoré, who's also a very well-known musician, percussionist, and he was involved with an arts community called Kiembok, which is an arts organization that promotes all types of local expression. It could be tactile arts from painting and sculpture to performance arts. And so Dobet grew up from childhood really in this artistic environment and really approached the development of her artistic career like you would a training program. You know, she was trained from a very early age. And so today, when you see her performing on stage, you're seeing an artist who has really had a lot of training to bring her to the stage. And so you can really sense that in her performance. And so that's kind of what I wanted to start with, is just asking Dobet a little bit about this training that she received and the what was surrounding her as she grew up. So Dobet, je ne sais pas si tu as compris, mais je veux savoir un peu de votre naissance et votre créance dans la communauté de Kiembok. Tu peux expliquer un peu cet environnement?
C'était un environnement en français, hein? Et c'était un environnement très positif et bénéfique pour moi et pour tous ceux qui sont passés dans ce village panafricain. Parce que Warawai King, qui est la fondatrice de ce village panafricain, elle nous a enseigné les bases de l'artistique et surtout, elle a développé en nous le côté panafricain, que ce soit dans la culture. Oui.
Let me translate a little bit. So Dobet is describing the Pan-African approach to the artistic community, which was founded by, comment s'appelle le fondateur?
Warawai King.
Wawere King was the founder of this village. And they took a very Pan-African approach to what they taught. So she really appreciated this concept as she was growing up. And did you study any particular art form? Did you study music? Did you study dance? Did you study singing? Or did you study all of it?
I began to study the dance. My first love, it was dance. And after dance, come to be the singing. The first time, Relema, the pianist, Congolese pianist, he come to Abidjan and I want to be I want to sing for her for this man, and he hear my voice and he said you have a good voice, and the first time quelqu'un me disait que j'avais une belle voix, donc du coup je me suis mise à travailler et je me suis mise à travailler avec le pianiste du village qui s'appelle Abou Bassa, qui était mon prof de chant.
So she started studying with the pianist from the village,
Voilà.
who was her singing teacher.
Mais j'ai commencé par I begin for dance after singing and theater and percussion and together everything because on avait beaucoup la chance j'ai eu beaucoup la chance d'avoir plusieurs formateurs et plusieurs disciplines dans
So
ce
they were exposed to a lot of different teachers and a lot of different disciplines as well.
dans ce village et c'était vraiment très rigoureux. On était vraiment disciplinés et très très rigoureux. C'était vraiment every morning 6 o'clock wake up and every night midnight dodo every day until maybe Sunday dimanche
Sunday, yes, yeah.
and
So
for me
it was like being in the military.
it was sometimes we put the djembe our back and we ran with in the mountain and
Oh, wow.
we sing. It was very hard, but I think it was very good for me. Now I can now uh, work myself because the village key bring me the necessary for continue myself, la création, mes idées, mettre ça en place, comment développer une chanson ou comment gérer un groupe et tout. Et tout me vient, ma base, la formation vraiment vient du village qui.
So she's talking about how growing up in this village really gave her the foundation for her performances today, because it taught her not just her arts, her skills, but also how to set up a stage, how to give a performance, how to be kind of a full, how to approach performing with a full perspective. And so it was really helpful for her. And I think if you see her perform today, that does really come across. So when were you performing in the Ivory Coast before you moved to France, or what was your personal history? When did you leave Côte d'Ivoire, and why?
I live. It was for another story. It was my story, my love story with Colin Laroche de Féline. And after we come here, and we do our family, little family, and little by little come to Contrejour. And but before we come in France, Colin and me have comment dire. On avait déjà des chansons, on avait déjà composé des
You'd already
chansons.
started to compose together. So Colin just for everyone to know, Colin Laroche de Féline is a French guitarist who went to Côte d'Ivoire to study at Cumbancha, right? And that's where you met and fell in love?
Yeah, for 3 years he come to Abidjan and we come here together and it was new life for me, new everything for me. And when we come here, Relema and Lokwa Kanza open our hand and he said, "Come in my house."
Oh, nice.
And 4 days in the house of Relema, we play. He give me and Colin euh, la manière de composer, comment composer une chanson,
How to compose a song, yeah.
comment évoluer dans le milieu artistique. Because au village qui est Mbok, nous avons développé le fait de travailler toute seule, l'art du regard, nous avons développé la performance, nous avons développé le chant, nous avons appris différents chants panafricains. Mais le Kwakanza et Relema nous ont enseigné une autre manière d'approcher la musique, une autre manière de composer.
Okay, so while she learned a lot of skills at Kiambok, working with Ray Lema and Lokua Kanza, who are two very well-known African artists based in Europe, they helped her and Colin learn the skills of composing original material.
Because la façon de composer traditionnelle, elle est différente de la manière de composer toutes les chansons que tout le monde reconnaît.
Right. So
Et
the methods of composing in a traditional format or traditional songs is very different from composing,
la-
your original contemporary songs. Yeah.
les chants traditionnels, on n'a pas besoin forcément de refrains, de couplets et tout. Ça peut être des chœurs, ça peut être plein de choses qui viennent en même temps, ça peut être des percus. Et ici, le choir et Relema nous disent il faut avoir 4 mesures de couplets, 4 mesures de refrains, ceci, cela. Et c'était nouveau pour nous. Et ils nous ont donné tout ça. Et le choir Kanza a fait notre premier album. En fait, toutes ces personnes, le choir Kanza, Relema, Angélique Kidjo, nous ont ouvert les bras comme ça, Colin et à moi.
Oh, nice. So everybody welcomed them with open arms, Ray Lema Lokul Kanza, even Anjali Kijo. And, as she was also saying how Ray Lema and Lokul Kanza helped them understand the concept of structure in a song. And this is actually something that I talk with the artists I work with a lot, because if you come from a tradition where you just get in the groove and you keep that groove going, that's more what the traditional style is. It could be a 20-minute song in the same groove without a key change or anything. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to write a song, a 3.5-minute song for a record or for radio, you have to kind of follow the format, the AABA, put in a verse, a little bit of a chord change, all of that stuff. So they learn some of those skills, I presume. Nice.
Yeah.
And was it, I mean, was it difficult for you to make the adjustment from Côte d'Ivoire, where you had such a community? I mean, you grew up surrounded by artists, you grew up surrounded by creative people in the heart of Abidjan, in this kind of bustling environment. And then I know you moved to a very small town on the border between France and Belgium, right? So was that a big change for you?
Yeah, it was very big change for me because when I live in Abidjan, for me it was I live for go back after I was pregnant. After my baby come, I go back here home, and after politique come et tout, and il y a eu des problèmes politiques et du coup on a décidé Colin and me to stay here.
Mm-hmm. There
Et
were political problems in the Ivory Coast in Côte d'Ivoire. I remember that time, yeah.
yeah. Et il fallait maintenant que moi, il fallait que je m'habitue à cette vie, il fallait que je m'habitue au froid déjà, il fallait que je m'habitue à l'état d'esprit qui est forcément différent de la mienne. Et oui, effectivement, de ce travail quotidien qu'on avait au village qui était très rigoureux et j'avais plus ça. Donc je me suis mise à grossir à un moment donné.
Yeah. Right. So without that kind of daily structure and the rigor of life at the Kiambok village, it was a big
Ouais,
transition for her.
oui, oui.
Dobe, maybe now would be a good time for a little music. Would you be interested in
Avec
maybe playing something? And can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to play?
I want to play for you, my friend. Yakane.
Yakane. Okay, so this is a new song, one of the new songs from the new album.
The new album Yakane. This song Yakane mean today, aujourd'hui, today. And Yakane for me is very beautiful song, and the lyrics, is for every young woman who want to grow up. I don't know.
Right.
Et voilà, c'est pour les jeunes filles d'aujourd'hui qui sont en train de construire l'avenir demain, de donner la force et une belle mélodie pour qu'elles continuent à faire fleurir le continent africain ou le continent européen. En tout cas, elles font partie du monde.
So it's a song that encourages women to basically take control and make the best of their lives. And if you like this song, there is a music video for this song on YouTube that's really nice, and the lyrics are translated there, so you can understand the lyrics there. So okay, let's hear it. Yakane.
Mutela nonola, kama biani dafle. yakane da play tenye ngono pelea kao mudi tene tenye mudi jiko ngono lili pija la da play mudila ngono la kamana ni da play bijeli da play
Yeah, that was great. There's lots of applause. You can't hear them, but I'm sure everybody's applauding out there. That was great. What percussion are you playing? A cajon, or what instrument do you have?
Yeah, cajon.
Okay, so for those of you who can't see it, but the cajon is the Afro-Peruvian box drum. Some of you have probably seen it used in flamenco before, or in Afro-Peruvian music, and that's what she's playing. That she's sitting on and playing as well. Nice. So, can you tell me a little bit about, how your career went? We know that you left Ivory Coast, you came to France, and then you started to tour and perform. What were some of the moments in your early stages of touring that were highlights for you, were special moments for you, when you first started to perform for European audiences?
My place où j'aime aller jouer.
Non, les moments spéciaux.
Moment
Les choses, durant tu as commencé à faire le tournée en Europe et aux États-Unis, qu'est-ce que c'est les moments spéciaux pour toi durant le commencement de ton carrière professionnelle?
Pour moi, c'était très impressionnant. It was very impressionnant when I begin the tour with Busi Mafafela and Abi Kwate.
This was the Acoustic Africa tour, yeah?
I think it was my first time to be in US.
Can you adjust your volume a little bit? Ton volume c'est un peu diminué.
Oui. I think, and it was very magical because j'ai tourné partout. On a fait on a fait des tournées, des villes. On jouait tout le temps, every day, every time we play. And je pense que on est sorti avec 43 concerts ou 33, un truc comme ça.
How many? Combien?
43 ou 33, un truc comme ça. Mais
Okay,
ça,
40. So she's reminiscing about the Acoustic Africa tour, which she did with Habib Kwate and Vusi Malasela from South Africa, Habib from Mali, and they did over 40 shows, and it was extensive all over the United States, and it was a pretty magical tour. I remember seeing you in those shows, and every time you came on stage, it was incredible. You put off so much energy and so much emotion. And there were times, especially in the songs that were very powerful songs, I almost felt bad for you because every night you were putting so much of yourself and your energy into your songs. Is that ever difficult for you? Do you ever find that it tires you to put so much of yourself into your expression for an audience?
Yes, yes. Yeah, very. Every time when I go to stage, I want to give everything. I want to give everything for people. I want people come be happy for 3 days after my concert. You know? And yes, of course, when I finish the concert after I'm like dead, yeah, I'm very, very tired because I want to give everything every day. That's why comment dire, je ne peux pas enchaîner deux concerts à la fois, lundi, Monday and Tuesday, non. Et Monday, Tuesday, non. Wednesday, yes. Chaque 2 jours. Comme ça, j'ai le temps de récupérer. Sinon, à la fin de chaque concert, quand je finis de donner aux gens, quand je finis de donner ou je finis de m'épuiser, parce que m'épuiser, c'est cette formation-là que j'ai eue au village qui, c'était de se donner à fond. Donc quand je finis, quelquefois, je suis tellement épuisée que j'arrive plus, je tiens plus, je me mets à pleurer dans ma chambre d'hôtel, histoire de... Et je pars. Mais c'est voulu. Je veux ça. Je veux me tuer sur scène si c'est possible, parce que c'est ma vie. J'aime ça, j'aime la musique. Et j'aime donner aux gens.
She describes how in the beginning, when she was speaking a little in English, you probably understood that it's very difficult for her to do a show one night after another. She usually needs a day in between just to recuperate from all of the effort that she puts into her shows. And that's part of what came from her training at Cumbancha, to put everything, to put your entire soul into the song. And yeah, at the end of the show, she can be completely worn out. I mean, I've seen her backstage after a show, and it's like she just was in a boxing match, and just put out so much energy. But she does it willingly. She knows that that's coming from inside, and she loves that aspect of performing, of giving so much of herself to the audience as well. Maybe if you want to play another song, one song that I know was important in your development was Palea.
Palea, exactly.
And maybe you can talk about that song a little bit before you play it.
Palea, it's the song, I think it's his first song, Kaku and Palea, the first song Colin and me, we create together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the first, sometimes I compose, but I don't have lyrics or ideas for the song. I just have the mots, comment on dit les mots, onomatopée. And the Palea was onomatopée, the first comment on dit la first version. It was onomatopée. After we changed. And Palea talk about love, song for love. C'est vraiment le truc vraiment Chanel comme ça. C'est vraiment, je déplacerai les montagnes pour toi, my love. I want to move every mountain for you, my love. I want to, yes, very song for love.
Nice.
You want I sing for you?
Sure.
Palea?
Yeah.
Palea, benia kune, palea mise, benia kunio. Wolo anne no same anne, bala kakabako. Wolo anne no same anne, bolo kakabako. Ei me galale de namo mene. Ei me galale de namo mene. Ei me galale de namo mene. Yeah, imegalale dena momine. Yeah, aneya ina makaditele. Aneya ina makaditele. Juste un tout petit peu.
Now, that song Palea also was discovered by a woman named Indy Irie, who's a famous singer in the US. And she did a cover version or adapted your song into one of her songs and kind of blended the two together. And that song ended up winning a Grammy.
2010.
Was this, are there other artists from the Côte d'Ivoire that have won a Grammy before?
No, I think people say I'm alone.
Wow. So that must
Yeah,
have been very special for you.
yeah, very special for me. Yeah, yeah. When I go to Abidjan, people, oh, merci pour le Grammy, bravo pour le Grammy et tout. Every time, même 10 years after, people say bravo.
Nice.
Very nice, yeah.
Now I remember that you and I, one time when we were filming Music Voyager, the television show that I worked on, we got to get you and Indy Ari together with Idan Reichel, an Israeli musician who'd also worked with Indy Ari.
I
And you
remember.
all got to perform together for the show. And then, even better, you got to perform at the Kennedy Center with Indy Ari for then President Obama. What
Yeah.
was that like for you?
It was like dream for me. It was very like dream. Yeah. And I remember India Ari when we begin to play the Palia, the song. I was sitting in the stage like this with my instrument, and India Ari come just front me, and she do like this, like people respect. Et mamma mia, j'étais vraiment touchée. It was very, yeah, India, she's my angel.
Oh yeah, I was watching from the audience, and it still was, it was just beautiful to see that moment and to see, the Obamas. It was the first Martin Luther King Day of his presidency, and to see that happening was really special. So now you still live in France, right? Or you're based in a small town in France?
Yeah, just for 1 month, and maybe go back if I don't have concert because Corona finished,
Yeah.
and I want to play, but I don't have concert. No, I stay. Maybe July we have 2 or 3 concert. I don't know. If I don't have concert, I'll go back soon.
Yeah.
If I have concert, I stay here and with my babies, of course.
So you go back to Côte d'Ivoire pretty regularly?
Yeah, I need now. I need 20 years I stay here, and my body, my soul say me go back sometime in your home, in your son, and come reviens. And I need for everything. I need for my soul. I need for my body. I need for my compose.
Yeah.
When I compose, I think I have a lot inspiration when I go in Abidjan. I don't know. I write. I stay in Abidjan. I compose maybe 30, 33 and 30 song.
Wow.
Yeah, I compose. I write, and because I don't go outside. When I'm home, I'm just home
Oh
with
yeah.
my brother, and I have time to compose. Just the energy from Africa come my body is enough for me.
Now that makes me think about the story of your latest album, Couleur,
Yeah.
which we just released. Now you went back to Côte d'Ivoire during the Corona pandemic to work on this album, as I understand it. And uh, can you describe to me what the inspiration was for the album?
The first inspiration was Son, Go Back Home.
Yeah.
And the inspiration was also dance. I want to dance in my on my music, and I don't want to do every people do. Actually, I don't en ce moment. I don't want, but
You mean like the popular music of Abidjan? You mean
yeah, I don't want to do popular music.
like
I,
Afrobeats or yeah,
I have, yeah, I have possibility to do,
yeah.
but I don't want. I want to do another style, still the music, and my mix, my every and et je voulais surtout que l'album ait une empreinte de son actuel au niveau du son, au niveau du mix, au niveau des choix des sons, de la basse, comment elle doit
So
sonner, du
you didn't want to do African pop music, contemporary like Afro beats, but you did want to bring in some of the contemporary production style, some of the instrumentation, some of those techniques that are used today in modern African music, but bring the Dobe to it. Yeah.
Pour moi, ça a bien marché. Pour moi, ça a bien marché.
It worked
Um,
well. Yeah.
yeah, when I come to Abidjan, I say to Tamsir qui est l'arrangeur,
The arranger, Tom Sear, who's the arranger of this album, you said to him, yeah?
very, very young, 22 years he has.
22. Oh, man. Okay.
Very, very young, mais very, comment on dit, il est
Talent.
vraiment, il est fort. Comment on dit en anglais? Very, no strong, but very intelligent. You know every style of music.
Mhm.
And when I say I want to do the dobe, but the song need to actual, he said, okay, no problem.
Nice.
And I give her my song, and he compose, he mix, he arrange, and one song. The first song I listened, it was Vie ta vie et Ma maison.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I stay with you. J'ai dit à Tamsi, je reste avec toi et on fait tout l'album avec toi.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with you and do the whole album with you. Nice. Now, a lot of music that I've heard that was written and recorded during the COVID times, it's it's more acoustic, it's more reflective. You had people who were stuck at home, you had people who were thinking about the state of the world, and a lot of the music that I've heard coming out these days is kind of sad or slower or more introspective. Yet that's kind of more what your style used to be. Also, you did a lot of slower ballads and beautiful songs. So why for this new album did you choose to go? And I also know, sorry, before I ask the question, I also know that it hasn't been an easy time for you in recent years in your life. You know, you've had some personal challenges, you've had some career challenges, and then you throw in the whole situation with COVID and cancellations of tours and everything. So why is Couleur so positive? Why does it have so much energy and vibrance and joy, even though it was written at such a difficult moment?
Euh, j'avais besoin. J'avais besoin de mettre de la couleur dans un moment très très difficile pour tout le monde.
So she needed to do that. She needed to put the color in her own life because of what was
Voilà.
happening with everybody.
Et pendant ces moments difficiles qui ont duré presque 1 an et demi, 2 ans, je me suis dit, si je ne suis pas morte, la vie va continuer. La vie va continuer et j'imagine que je vais encore faire des albums et j'imagine que je ne serai pas morte. Le Covid ne va pas me tuer.
So she knew that even though things were difficult, that life was going to go on and that there was a future. And she put that feeling into it.
Voilà, donc je me suis dit, voilà, je vais faire l'album comme j'ai envie. L'album a quand même pris 2, 3 ans, hein.
The
pour le
album
faire.
took about 2 or 3 years to put together.
Pour le faire parce que comme tu as si bien dit, j'ai eu des problèmes avec l'ancien producteur, il fallait que je change, il fallait que je me trouve aussi l'énergie. Et j'avais déjà beaucoup de tous ces changements dans ma vie ont fragilisé beaucoup mon corps et mon énergie.
So
Et le,
all of the things that were happening had really made her heart very fragile and had really sapped her energy.
yeah, et le Covid et tout est venu down, tout a été
And
down.
COVID
J'avais plus
made
de
that
nouvelles.
even worse with everything going down. Yeah.
Donc j'étais déjà à plat. Donc la seule solution qu'il fallait faire, c'est de me remonter. Et ce qui me plaît dans...
The only solution when life gets you down is to get back up again.
Voilà, c'est pour ça que j'ai écrit Lève-toi.
Right, which is
Et
the theme of her song Lève-toi on the record. Yeah.
c'est pour ça que je dédie cet album aux femmes, en fait.
Okay,
Parce
so
que,
she dedicated this record to women.
parce que dans notre monde artistique, peu importe, c'est quand on est une femme qu'on a envie de se créer un chemin, c'est parfois très très difficile.
Uh-huh.
Parfois très, très difficile. Donc, j'ai voulu de la gaieté dans cet album. J'ai voulu quelque chose de l'espoir dans cet album. J'ai voulu du sourire, j'ai voulu de la couleur, j'ai voulu me faire plaisir dans cet album.
So
Et
she
les autres
wanted
albums,
with this album to give a smile, to give happiness, to give joy, to celebrate the women who guide you through troubled times. And I think that comes across. Do you want to play a song from Couleur?
yeah.
Okay.
Donc, je vais vous faire Jalouse. Whoa, 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 oh, whoa, 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 yeah, 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 oh, yeah, yeah, oh. Un homme sans soi, femme, ni mandat. Avancer la peine par jalousie. Ni terrora, bamayaman. Il m'en est-il en l'air, que c'est le chamba. Yeah, yeah, oh, oh, oh. Il big sexy no fun, young nigga. Back no fun, almost too. No, tranquille, no, no. Et que encore big man, na, na. Jalouse, 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 respire un peu. Jalouse, 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 assieds-toi un peu. Jalouse, 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 respire un peu. Jalouse, 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 assieds-toi un peu. Fais-toi aimer davantage au lieu de l'étouffer. Sois une femme indépendante, occupe ta journée, cultive-toi, sois moderne et un modèle. Derrière un grand homme se trouve une grande dame. Niechero-ra, bam-ma-ya-man. Il m'en est-il en l'air, que c'est le chamba. Non, tu tranquille, non, non, et que encore plus na, na. Jalouse, 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 respire un peu. Jalouse, 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 assis-toi.
Nice. Just to say to everybody out there, if you have any questions, you want to put them in the Q&A. We're gonna read some of those questions during the last 10 minutes or so of this hour. So feel free to throw in a bunch of questions in there, and we're happy to ask Dobet to answer some of those specific questions. Now, Dobet, I see behind you on the table you have a bunch of percussion instruments. What do you have there?
I have many, but not here. I have la flûte. Ça, c'est ma flûte magique. Ma
That's
flûte,
the magic flutes, yeah.
je l'ai depuis presque au début. Et je commençais mon premier spectacle à Noneco avec ça. Tu sais, c'était l'inspiration Zap Mama.
Okay, so this is inspired by Zap Mama. She's been using it since her very first concerts.
Et
So
j'adore.
cool. I love that. It's like Francis Bebe, you know, reminds me of some of the Baka, the pygmy, the Baka Beyond type sound. Very nice. On this one, I love this instrument. I've been practicing this ever since you showed me how to do it, and I still don't have it. It's like a juggling.
When I played, ça me rappelle une chanson du village qui fait Black ole blae, black eke, bawakasta, black anga kodana nanta, data, bla blae, black ole blae, black eke, bawakasta, black anga kodana nanta.
Wow. Oh my God. That, how do you do that? It seems like it's so, like you have to use many sides of your brain to do that.
Oui, ça je pourrais dire que c'est un instrument traditionnel, un baoulé de la Côte d'Ivoire.
Called baoulé, or
Baoulé.
what's the name? Baoulé?
Baoulé, oui, c'est la tribu qui utilise ça le plus en Côte d'Ivoire.
Oh, okay. The tribe that uses the Baoulé tribe uses this the most, yeah. And it's basically two gourds on the end of a string, like maracas tied to a string, and you kind of hit them back and forth between your hand. Did you learn to play that as a child, or did you learn that as an adult?
When I was a young child, yeah, I played in village key.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. This this is village key. This is Mali. My first time I go to Mali.
Okay.
For some people, it was my friend. I don't know why. Je sais pas où il est passé, mais c'est mon ami qui m'a montré ça. Yeah. C'est génial, j'aime trop.
Excellent. Well, I think we have about 10 minutes or so left, and I'd like to give some opportunities to read some questions that have come from the public. La question du public. One question from Dorothy. Hi, Dorothy. Good to know you're out there. You present as a very strong person. Have you always been strong, or did you develop strength over time?
No, I'm not strong. I'm not strong. I am very, comment dire, je suis très sensible et c'est vrai que j'ai beaucoup d'énergie quand je vais sur scène, et quand je suis animée par quelque chose qui me... Mais je suis très très sensible, j'aime beaucoup la douceur, j'aime la solitude, je suis beaucoup seule.
So she comes across as very strong on stage. She likes her solitude. She's kind of a loner.
Ouais. Mais je pense que dès que j'arrive sur scène, je suis animée par quelque chose.
So when she gets on stage, she gets inspired and animated by
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
I don't know, je sais pas c'est
There's
quoi, mais je
something inside of you. There's something in there.
song like this, it come. And sometimes I say to my energy,
Yeah.
please down. You say no.
Well, on your new album, you have some songs that are very like strong woman. I'm in charge, right? And then you have other songs like Redemption, where
Yeah.
you are so showing your weakness as well. You're showing um, your doubt, your self-doubt. And that's interesting to see you go from such a force to so much tenderness as well in your music.
Je suis Gémeaux en même temps. I have two.
Moi aussi.
I
Yeah.
have two
She's a
personalities.
Gemini. She's a Gemini. We're both Geminis. So.
Yeah. Deux personnalités. Donc, parfois, je me heurte aussi à ces personnalités-là. Mais oui, la seule personne ou la seule énergie qui peut me faire, c'est Dieu.
So
C'est Dieu.
she gets much of her energy from God.
Voilà, c'est vraiment en lui. Il est tout, il est vraiment tout pour moi et c'est mon meilleur ami. Quand j'ai envie de composer, quand j'ai envie de chanter, que j'ai pas l'énergie, je prie, je lui demande de m'assister, qu'il m'accompagne. Je crois beaucoup en Dieu depuis l'âge de 9 ans.
So she believes very deeply in God, and God is always with her when she's writing, and is part of her inspiration, and is a very powerful, important force in her life. Okay, we have another question from Debbie. Hi, Debbie. It's interesting. The new album is mostly in French. Is that to reach as wide an audience as possible? I remember when I interviewed you a few years ago, you were keen to record in your original language as you've been singing in so many others. Why are you using French so much on the new album?
Yeah, I use French so much because my language I use every day is French.
Uh-huh.
And je voulais aussi que le public comprenne ce que je dis dans mes chansons.
She wants the public to understand what her songs are about. Yeah.
C'était très important pour moi que les gens comprennent ce que je dis dans mes chansons. C'est vrai que mes 5 albums précédents, à chaque fois, les gens me disaient c'est joli comme Paléa, par exemple. Paléa, les gens disent la chanson est belle, mais on ne sait pas de quoi tu parles.
Right. So even people, they love her song Palea, they love the song, but they don't know what it's about.
Comme dans Samahani. Samahani, pareil, c'est chanté en Swahili, ça parle du pardon. Et les gens disent ah, c'est une belle chanson, mais on ne sait pas de quoi tu parles.
Right.
Et c'est vrai que je veux garder vraiment l'authenticité, que je suis africaine et que je suis panafricaine, j'y crois vraiment fortement, mais on est francophone.
So she wants to maintain this African identity. She's Pan-African. That's very important, but she is also Francophone. So,
Ouais.
but you do sing in many different languages. You sing in Bete, you sing in many languages I've never even heard of before. So, yeah. So you try to bring even English. You put a little English in your music now too. Yeah.
Very little. Yeah. Non, c'est important pour moi de toujours chanter en langue africaine. It's important for me to have in my every album the different language from Africa. For me, it's important. I'm a Pan-African. I continue to defend my African place, but I need most people here understand what I mean in my song. That's why I chose to sing in French for quelques chansons.
A few songs, yeah. Have you ever recorded with Lakwa Kanza? Have you ever recorded with him?
Yeah, Lakwa Kanza for l'album Nadré.
Oh yeah.
He composed the song Nadré for me.
Okay. And does he sing on the album or?
No album, but one song. But Lakwa Kanza, he do the album for me. I have 40 songs in my computer Le quoi Kanzadou for me. When you are ready, we come out.
And then John Bashad wants to know, do you know Christina Go?
Christina Go.
She's a singer who grew up in Côte d'Ivoire, who has been living in France for many years now. No? Okay. Sorry, John. Doesn't know Christina Go. All right. Well, I think we have time, maybe time for one more song.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so this is Désert. This is the first song on your new album, Couleur. And what is the song about? It's no words, right? It's actually made up language. Yeah. So if anybody is wondering what the song is about, it's about nothing.
No, inspiration, Africa inspiration.
Okay. So an invented language.
Yeah, every my album, I have 1 or 2 songs, nothing, only onomatopoeia.
Bravo, bravo.
Amazing. Thank you all. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Dobet. Thank you, Philip, for joining us. And just in case we needed you, but Jacob, your French was great. You nailed it, my man. So thank you. And also, I do want to say a big heartfelt happy belated birthday to Dobet and to Jacob. It was their birthdays last week, though, fellow Geminis as well. So thank you all so much for attending and joining us this evening. This was very special, really, really special. Thank you, Dobet. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Philippe.
And thanks for having us. It was really fun.
And thank you all to all of our attendees for joining us and making time this evening. And you'll get a follow-up email tomorrow with the recording of the interview, as well as the recipe, a playlist, and fill out the survey. And thanks so much. And we really cannot wait to get Dobet back in the United States and get her on stage here. And just this is just a small glimpse of the talent. That woman is packed with talent. So we cannot wait to share her talent in the United States. Be safe, everybody. Thank you again. Once a heartfelt thanks to all for attending. Cheers.